Welcome to our team training. So today we have our special guest, one of our beautiful upline NMDs, Caitlin Field. She's in Perth. She currently lives in Bali. She came back to Perth pretty much just for my wedding, and she also had surgery as well, but definitely the wedding was the main priority. And she's an NMD. So a lot of you actually might not know her because our teams are growing so fast now. We're doing our own team groups. It's so hard to keep up with our leadership. I've worked really closely with Caitlin when I first joined the business. She's my second upline to me. So Kylie introduced me, and Caitlin, we've become best friends. And that's the beauty of this business. You just become best friends with people you connect with.
I didn't know about that best friends bit, but keep rolling.
When I asked her to be a bridesmaid, she just said yes. So she didn't want to make me feel bad. No, anyway, you do. And I know all of you guys can agree. You meet the most amazing people doing this. And we work closely together, and since our NMD journeys, we've kind of gone our separate ways in working. I still make sure she doesn't leave me as a friend. And I want you to hear from her because Caitlin's done some incredible things. She's had an incredible journey, lots of highs, lots of lows, lots of things to learn from. And I think you guys can take a lot away from her. So I'm really excited for her to share. And she's staying with me at the moment. So I was like, team training's at 5. We're jumping on today. All right, are we ready? So, Caitlin, actually, before I start, I want you to give a bit of an intro. So can you, in like 3 minutes, a little intro of how you learned about Juice Plus and what got you started in the biz, so where your pain was and what made you say yes, and then I'll get going with the questions.
Okay, so my journey started nearly 5 years ago, which absolutely is crazy that I've nearly been in the business for 5 years. And I was working at the age of 21 years old as a full-time personal trainer. I had my own business, and Monday to Friday I was doing personal training. And then every Saturday and Sunday I was doing wedding coordinating, which was anywhere between a 12-hour day to a 14-hour day every weekend. So I had an abundance of income, but I had absolutely no time freedom. I had no social life, and I had no nourishment within myself. And if you look at my testimonial that I've posted on the transformation page, I don't know if it's on yours, but we can reshare that transformation. You'll see when I was 21 years old, just before I found Juice Plus, how malnourished I was. I was about 48 kilos, I was skin and bone, and I had no idea about nutrition. So I was working as a personal trainer. I knew everything about exercise and human movement, but I never put the two. I know it sounds so stupid now, but at the time I never put exercise and nutrition together to maximize my results or my clients' results. It was kind of the theory where you could just eat whatever you wanted and then exercise to lose the weight or to lose the calories or whatever it may be. And then I got into a really bad slump where I just became obsessive with exercise. So a lot of the Juice Plus testimonials are about weight loss, but I'm completely different. Mine was about actually trying to rebuild my body, putting weight back on and getting to a healthy weight. So along I was going, working at the gym, and Val came in one day. If you guys know Valerie, she's an NMD in the business too. And she came into the gym one day with her husband. And I always admired her because every time she'd come in, it was like 7 a.m. in the morning. She would beaming with energy. And I was like, this chick is on drugs. Like, no one has this much energy in the morning. And she would come in, she had like a shake with some sort of smoothie in it. And she was always just smashing out these amazing workouts. She was full of energy. Her kids were always in the creche, super healthy, never sick. And I just said to her one day, I was like, what do you guys do? Like, do you work? What do you do? And she said, yeah, I work from home. And when she said that she works from home, I just was like, oh, you're just a stay-at-home mum who works. Like, I honestly just put her into this category. So then 6 months down the track, Val and I kind of just waving at each other in the gym. And she came up to me one day and she said, have you ever heard of Juice Plus? And I said, no, haven't heard of it. And if it's a supplement, I'm not interested because I've tried everything. I don't believe in supplements, yada, 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 right? Super skeptical. So if you guys have ever approached a personal trainer or a health professional who says, I don't want anything to do with it, I don't believe in it, you need to be persistent. That's my first lesson that I learned through this, is be persistent in sharing the message of Juice Plus with them. because Val, 6 months later, she came back and she said, I really want you to check this out, not for yourself, but I actually want you to do this for your clients. So what she did, which was really clever at the time, I didn't know, but she took the opportunity away from me and she made it about my clients and not about me. And I went, you know what, I'll do anything for my clients. So yes, I will, I'll give this a go, why not? So I started taking the product, bought it for my mum, and my partner at the time, he was taking it too. All three of us had different results within 3 to 4 weeks. My chronic fatigue had lifted. I started wanting to eat better food. Mum's arthritis, her symptoms in her hands became a lot better. And my partner at the time, his acne completely cleared up within 4 weeks. And I was like, surely this can't be this fruit and veg in a capsule stuff. And Val just kept saying to me, like, you're looking amazing. Juice Plus is definitely working. And people started asking me as well, what are you doing? So I just started referring Val's contact details to these people, and they were signing up through Val. So she just said to me, look, do you know what you could do? You could create an extra income stream. And she painted the vision for me, because at that time I didn't have any vision. So Val said, what if, she said, you know, let's just think about something. What if we could help you earn $500 a month, which would mean you wouldn't have to do wedding coordinating? And I was like, oh, is that actually possible? And so we created a plan. We sat together for about 5 hours. I'm not even joking. It was about 5 hours, and we came up with this like master plan about how I was going to give up, wedding coordinating. And then Val said, you know, the long-term potential is you could leave personal training. And I said, I actually think that's what I want to do, because I want to travel. And with, like I said at the start, I had all this financial abundance, but I had no time freedom at all. So I said, I want to travel. And within that 5 hours, we mapped out an entire vision and plan for me. I had no freaking idea how I was going to get there, but I just listened to every single thing she said. She said, get a customer, I would go get 5. She said, go get a teamie, I'd go get 5. She'd say, host an event, I'd book 5 in the diary. It was like, that's just me though. I'm very competitive with myself. So I would just try and do one up every time. If something happened, I would try and beat it every single time. And then within a couple of months, I realized that I had built this business that was generating a few $100s a month, maybe $700-800 a month. And it was residual. So I was like, what? This is amazing. I need to take this seriously and really step it up to get my first $1,000 paycheck. And I think my first $1,000 was my biggest realization. That's when I went, like, you see $1,000 clear in your bank account and you haven't really done that much for it. Like, I mean, hard work to me is like wedding coordinating, time schedules, everything has to be absolutely perfection. And then all I was doing was sharing Juice Plus on Facebook. I was like, I'm getting paid to do this. Are you freaking crazy? So Val said, what would you do if you could earn 2,000? What could you do if you earned 5? Imagine if you earned 10,000, what would you do? And I said to Val, thinking about earning more than $5,000 a month scares the shit out of me. And the reason it scared me is because I had never earned more than $5,000 a month in any of my previous jobs. So $5,000 was my mental limit. And we can talk about this another day, but Mastermind and Money has taught me a lot about manifesting abundance of wealth, but being able to mentally cope with that. You know, if you got $1 million tomorrow, it would just blow my mind. I wouldn't know what to do with it. So it's really taught me what to do, and that's helped me go for each promotion and step up into each different income bracket as I moved through. And the more I earned, the more I realized how possible things actually were. It went from like buying one car at QNMD, I bought myself a new car. At NMD, I bought myself a different new car. And then now at 50 Club, we decided to go and move to Bali. So it's kind of like every milestone I've had really big goal to achieve. And financially, the business has provided 100% in every single area. So that's a little bit about my journey. That's all the positive stuff, though. I can tell you how many hurdles I've had along that way.
Yeah, I love it. Well, because I did prep Caitlin on our questions, so you kind of went through them. But I've got a couple. Thank you guys for adding some in. I want to skip straight to, because we talked about the positives, and we all want to know about the negatives, because we all experience negatives. The positives are easy to deal with. Who loves the positives in the business? hell to the yeah. But you can't have a positive without a negative. It's fact.
Oh, yeah, yin and yang, baby.
You have to understand that. If you cannot have positive without the negative. Just choking you. So what has been your biggest challenge or your most common challenge, and how have you dealt with it? Or what have you found has helped you deal with it?
Okay, my most common challenge. I suppose my reoccurring challenge that I found along the journey was always, how can I word this? I suppose the biggest thing that I always found with myself was that I wanted to give people 110%. And Kim always used to say to me, even when we very first met, she said, if someone says, do you want to meet up for coffee and then go for a run and then do this and this and this, I would just say yes to everything, because I don't know how to say no to people. So I would just overcommit myself consistently. And what would happen is I would expect other people to do that too. So when I had a new franchisee join, I could, I told you guys that Val painted that vision for me, and it completely came true. So I would paint the vision for other people, and I could see the potential in them, but they didn't want to do the work. And then that would come back on me, and I would realize, I wanted it more than what they wanted it for themselves. So one of my biggest challenges along the journey was putting expectations on people. And when they didn't meet those expectations, the only person that was left with disappointment was myself. So I had to learn how to discipline my disappointments. If someone said no to the product, no to the business, I had a girl sign up probably about 3 months ago. She joined in January, absolutely like messaging back and forth for months and months. She was so perfect for my target audience. And as soon as she signed up, from that day she signed up, I messaged her again, have you placed your product? Have you watched our videos? Have you gone through the starter guide? I've never, ever heard from her again. She took me off Facebook, and I've literally never heard from her. So I was like, I fed so much time and love and energy into you, and I've got nothing back. And I had to again go, Kat, discipline your disappointments. Maybe she thought this was for her, and then when it actually got to crunch time, she realized this isn't for her. And that's completely okay, because that's her journey, not mine. My job is to share the product, share the business, share the product, share the business. So I just took myself back to that, and I was so disappointed, but I had to learn in that moment how to just go, stop. What am I learning from this? How can I get better at this? What questions can I ask to make this franchisee, more eligible? What are the things that I could do to improve on? So I took that as a lesson learned. And it happens all the time. You've got to discipline your disappointments. So for me, that's been the biggest challenge along the journey is, making sure I don't set expectations too high on other people.
Does that make sense, guys? Can I get a hands up? Can we resonate with that? I can totally resonate with that, because this is the thing, and I'm going to summarize a little bit on that. Reality check here. People on team training, whether you're brand new or you might not even start the business, but you want to get all the team training in as you can before you get your 3 orders lined up for your first promo, or you've been in the business for as long as we have, you guys are the ones committing. You guys are the ones that are taking the time to be on this call, or if you're watching it back with the recording, you're making the time to watch the recording. About 20% of people do this. So if you signed up 5 people, 20% of 5 people is 1 person. I passed math, but I don't know if that's right. 1 person out of those 5 will actually jump on the team training. So I'm talking about people who get to SC and to NMD. They're your real committed people. You can have committed people who stay SDVF, but you can grow from SDVF to SC. So that's where I'm trying to go with that. So don't give what you can when you sign up people, but don't expect them to do everything you say, because 1, you're not their boss. Love on them no matter what.
God, yes. That's so important, so important.
You're not no one's boss. However, and I'm going to say this with so much love, because this really made sense to me, is you are there to give your team info. If your team don't meet you halfway back, why should you give them your 100%? If I have team who constantly come to me and ask for help, but they never show up to events, they never actually reply to my messages when I ask them, or they don't jump on team training, and they want me when they're ready. It's like, well, I wanted to help you. You've got to meet me halfway. And I say that with so much love, because some people just don't want to work the business like we do.
Can I talk about the difference between being a boss to someone and the difference to being an amazing mentor or coach? So there are times, I'm going to use Val and myself as a real life example. There are times Val will message me and it will be end of month. It's like crunch time. This is leading up to my first couple months of qualifying the business or going for a promotion or clubs, something. And she'll message me, it'll be the last week, and she'll just, first thing in the morning, it's like, honey, I need your numbers. Where are you sitting with the reports? What's going on? How's the promotion? And it's like, so, tuk, 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 tuk. And I'm a bit of like a affectionate lover. So I'm like, oh, she didn't ask how I was, how I've been, what I've been up to. But then I realized that Val's there to be my mentor. She's there to be that person to kick me up the butt and say, move. You got to start moving. You've got to get over those bullshit stories and start doing something with your business. You've got to start, leveraging your time and start really moving forward to those goals. The difference, though, is that when you become someone's boss, you're on them 24/7. You're checking that they're on time for events, on time for team training, doing this, doing that. And the only person that you're exhausting is yourself. The only person that's getting frustrated is yourself, because the other person doesn't care. If they cared, they would be there, right? Tabitha, I'm feeling you there. So it's important that you be an amazing mentor and coach to your franchisees, so then they want to get on team training and they want to be there. They want to come to events. They want to connect with you. And the most important thing is you build a really good friendship. This is totally off your questions, but you build a really secure, close friendship with your team, because you want to feel at every moment that team member can come to you and say, Kat, someone's passed away in my family. Can you take over my business for a week? I really have to go take care of this. Kim had her wedding. She said to us, uplines, taking a bit of time off, all the leadership stuff that we do as NMDs. And we said, go for it. This is your time. This is your business. But you want to be able to create those friendships that all of your team feel connected and they feel like they can come to you as a friend. But there is a strict line between being their mentor as well. And always remembering that you are their dream keeper. You're holding that dream and that vision for them, and you have to push them to get there. But they equally have to be self-motivated.
They have to pull, you push, they have to pull themselves towards you. It's that push-pull, like synergy?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. And I love this. This is great. We should do team training all the time. Okay. With the boss and the mentor thing, this is another way that I like to think about it. If you're a boss of someone, you are relying on your team members, in usually traditional business, to pay your wage, right? Your team have to work, your employees have to work hard to bring their sales through so you can make profit in your business. In this business, only you are responsible for growing your paycheck, not your team. It is not their responsibility to grow your paycheck. What is beautiful is the more people you help, and that's you doing the work, makes your paycheck grow. So I look at it that way. And another thing is, we talk about this all the time, being a leader, you want people to follow you. So if you want your team to follow what you're doing, you have to walk the walk first. You have to be your best distributor. You have to be in that production phase that we talked about last week, doing the action, not trying to boss your team around and tell them what to do. Yeah, mentoring is making sure they're on the path, but at the end of the day, it's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to make sure you're doing the actions and you're bringing in new people and looking after the people who want it and reach out. And I say this because you think about yourself right now. Are you reaching out? Are you doing the best you can for the goals that you want to achieve? Yeah, everyone's goals are different. You don't have to have the same goals as us, but are you doing what it takes to achieve your goals? Or are you wishing, wanting, hoping, but not doing the work? Because the only reason I say this is I've been there, Caitlin's been there, we've wished it, we've wanted it, and it hasn't happened. And then we blame the business, we blame our uplines, we blame our team because we're not getting the results we want, and then we quit. Obviously we haven't quit, but there's people and they quit, or you want to quit. You have to have a reality check. It's no one else but you. And it's so simple, you're sharing a product in a business. Anyway, so we've got about 15 minutes left. So I hope you're all loving that. We're just going to go through the challenges. Okay. Which one would you can choose? No, that's just she's excited to see you.
Oh, hey. Okay.
Which one would you like to Maybe spend like 2 minutes.
Okay, sticking to my schedule. Okay, Jade, can I do big screen on this?
Mm-hmm.
Jade, are you there? Jade, okay. So I just want to talk to you and see your face as I explain your question. So you said sticking to my schedule. Just give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. Did that mean that you're struggling to stick to your schedule? Okay, yeah. That's what you mean. Okay, so scheduling is something I'm absolutely obsessed about. I'm a massive routine person. I could eat the same food every single day, follow the exact same routine every day because I love rigid routine. But that's just because once I know I'm in routine and I know that everything's set, I can get so much more stuff done because I don't have to worry about the little stuff. So regarding routine and schedule though, it's so important that you don't overload your schedule. The minute you overload your schedule and you try and do too much and you try and be everything to everyone and you say yes like I used to everything, you will lose track of your schedule and you won't be able to deal with it. And that's because you're just putting too much on your plate. Juice Plus gives us more energy, but it doesn't mean we have to use that energy. So you want to use your time wisely and you want to make sure that this business is creating some time freedom for you to do the things that you love. Even if it's just 30 minutes a day, the business is giving you that freedom to go for a walk with the kids, pick them up early from school, do things that you actually want to do and be present with them. So Jade, sticking to your schedule, just have a look at your schedule. I'm happy to go over it with you personally. But if you're overloading your schedule, you're never going to get anything done and you won't get anything done because you'll procrastinate because it's so daunting and it's so overwhelming. And the moment you procrastinate, everything becomes into this not a negative spiral, but a spiral that's very hard to break.
Can I add on to that? Because I know Jade's new to scheduling. Who else is wanting to make a schedule and they're having some kind of struggle with creating a schedule on that? Now, you're not going to make the perfect schedule straight away. That's another thing. So, and this is very specific to, I know talking to Jade, I know so many of you can relate. Like, you might do a schedule for a week and you might fucking hate it. You might be like, this just did not work. I didn't have any fire lit inside me to get out of bed early or whatnot. And that's okay. When you do any kind of other business stuff, you've got to try and test, trial, fail it to find out what works, right? Obviously find some consistency. After you're being consistent, if it works, change it. I was trying to get up early, start work from 8 a.m. I love doing things in the morning, but I was still getting antsy and overworked because I never did my chill out time in the morning. I get up and work straight away. I was like, I need to get up and have my cup of tea and go for a walk and zen myself out and then start. But I can't work at nighttime. Some people, I try to, but some people love working at nighttime. So tweak it, constantly tweak your schedule until you find something that works and then stick to it. So you don't have to be completely rigid. Like if something goes out of schedule that you make yourself feel bad, don't do that. Just know that you have things that you need to do and certain time frames you want to have them done by, which means that it's eliminating procrastination. That's what you want to do. That's a good thing. Hashtag eliminating procrastination. Cool. Next question.
Okay, Managing Time by Belinda. Same thing, babe. It's just about getting a schedule in place that works for you. Do not follow anyone else's schedule. Kim and I this morning, because I'm staying at her house, we both have different daily rituals that we do first thing in the morning. And we just did our own thing. We both went to the beach and did stuff, but we were doing our own thing because you got to follow your own schedule. Just find what works for you and what fits comfortably.
And also with that, a little thing on time, guys, and this is something I had to learn. Obviously, when you're building this business, it's not rainbows and roses and time freedom and financial freedom straight away. You have to work it and build it. We're still in a position where we want to build more time freedom and financial freedom. We still have those goals. So you still have to put hard work in. Hard work. Is that what it was? Not working hard. Hard work. One of them, one or the other. So you might have to sacrifice a bit. So you might have to stay up an extra half an hour later. You might have to say no to things. I sacrifice a lot of time with my friends. And you know what the good thing is? Having this business time freedom, I have made up for that really easily. So putting this business as a priority, managing your time. So you have the schedule. What's in your schedule? What are your big rocks that must be done? And then fill in your little rocks, which is your more of a choice kind of thing. Don't let the little rocks take over the big rocks and then you start to feel depleted and like you're not getting anywhere. So just prioritize. Again, it takes time. All right. What's next? Having trouble with people getting to commit.
Commit.
That's a few. I think that one is
Can I combine some of these?
Yeah, and there's
Having
a money
issues with
one, which
pictures.
is committing as well. Scroll. Due to price. That's the big one for me too. Oh, we got 9 minutes.
Well, you do it.
Okay.
Tabitha, it's called Mastermind and Money, and I can send you a free link to their courses. It's a great free course just to do. They travel all around Australia. Great 2-day course that I know Jade, Kim, myself, all the NMDs have done it. So, yeah.
Okay. So, people committing, whether it's price or whatnot, how do you deal with that?
People committing. This is a really cool topic because I find when people aren't committing, there's either a few little areas that you have to go back on and reassess. So first of all, have you shown them all the benefits of the product and why those benefits are going to be amazing for that person in particular? So you're going to find out, you're going to dig, you're going to peel the onion until you get to the core of the onion to figure out what are their goals, what do they want to get out of it. And if they want to, if they're saying, I'm broke, I really need this product, but I've got no money, and, on social media, they've got a great network, I would be talking to them about the business. So you want to find out what's going to interest them the most, how are the benefits going to catch their attention, and then they're going to commit when they feel that it's right for them. And it's all about timing as well. Maybe this week's not right for them, so you keep building the friendship a bit deeper and deeper and deeper until next week you go, babe, you know what, I really want this. I really want you to join. I really know that this is going to be amazing for you because X, Y, and Z. And you're explaining to them why it's going to be amazing for them. And then making sure that when they join, you haven't set the expectation too high because you're going to disappoint them, but you show them the reality of it. I'm going to help you build your social media by showing you examples of what I do. I'll be here to coach you through what you need step by step. And they feel supported. They feel like they can do it. So you've installed the belief within them. So believing in them is a really big part, getting them to commit, showing that, like, I have the perfect ebook for you. I have the perfect starter guide for you. It's all about making it about them and committing from them. Anything you want to add?
And I know when Tab's probably talking more.
Are you talking more team?
Customer-wise. Anyway, well, from a customer point of view, I want to talk. I don't know if anyone else can relate to this, but I'm going to talk to Tab in Tab language because, as we know, Tab is a rock star, and it's not about comparing yourself to her. I'm going to put a gallery view because I want to look at her while I'm talking to her. Pick on Tab. She loves it. Tab sets a standard for herself every month, 10 customers a month. So achievable. You set your own standard and anything is okay. Whatever you want your paycheck to be, set the standard. Now, Tab, there's going to be a time where you hit a wall that you can't do 10 customers every single month, and that is okay. And you have to be okay with it. So if you have a goal every month, 5 customers, 15, 20, and that month you do not get it, just let yourself be okay with it, because that's where we get frustrated. Why won't people commit? Because I need the 10 customers a month. We're making it about ourselves. So really, Tab, in that sense, you could be making it about yourself mindset-wise. Why are they not committing? Because I need them to commit this month, but I only started talking to them 3 weeks ago. You might need 6 months to talk to them. So if anyone can relate to that, it's another way to look at it, and you learn it over time.
And when you hit that wall, it is going to be the best freaking day, because you're going to dig for diamonds in your customer base, and you're going to find the best franchisees who are raving fans. They love the product. They've got product belief. They know how you do customer care, so they're going to duplicate that when they become a franchisee. And they've seen what you do on social media for months and months, so they're just going to become another you. So I always found that my best franchisees were actually customers first, because they've already, number one, they've got product belief. They only need company belief and industry belief. And how easy is that to teach? So, yeah, and Megan, talking to you, gal. So when Kim and Tabitha said 10 customers, you nearly fell off backwards on your chair. So I think we might have to set some little goals for you. She was up.
Yeah. And every month, all you're going out to do is help people. It's so hard. Look, I'm like this. It's so hard to change from the mindset about making it about you and what you want to making it about what your potential customers and potential team want. It's so hard because we're driven selfishly to do this. Our why is selfish, and that is a good thing because that's what gets us out of bed every day. But then the challenge is, okay, now how do I make it about other people? where deep down you're just like, just fucking sign up. I'm saying that. We get like that. We're like, we know you want it. We know it's going to help you. Sign the dotted line. Amber, can I ask a favour of you? Can you please share in Team Coconuts and we can transfer to Team Pina Colada and Euphoria? Can you share, do you have any of your messages from when you went through? So Amber's got another rocking customer base and she hit a wall in January and she's like, I just can't get a team. I was like, right, go through your whole customer base. Let's message everyone. She got like 20 potential franchisees out of it and she signed up like 3 people that month to the business. Got to her SC. Amazing. So Amber, I hope you're listening because of this on it. There you go. Can you please send, just put in Team Coconuts. If you can even find a screenshot of the messages you just sent them, and we'll pass them forward to everyone can do this. I think that'd be really, really amazing.
You know, with your customer bases, guys, you will find so many diamonds in there. Like I said before, if they're not going to become a franchisee, I always go and ask during my customer care. My customer care is the most basic thing you will ever see in your life because I hate complicated stuff. So it's literally a text message like, hey, babe, how you been this weekend? Hope you had a great week, whatever. Are you still staying in the habit of taking your Juice Plus? And they're either going to say yes or no. And it's really easy to build conversation from that question. Are you staying in the habit of taking your Juice Plus? And then I got, when they say, yes, I am, I then like, are you loving it? What benefits have you felt? And when they come back and say that they've had some sort of benefit, even like the smallest thing, I'm like, do you know anyone that would like to feel that as well? I'm looking for 5 people who would like to have better sleep, have better skin, feel more alive, eat better, nourish their bodies with the smoothie. Can you give me 5 names of your friends or family that would be interested in this? I'd love to add them to the transformation page, start a group message, and then blah, blah, blah. You'll get referrals. I literally built my customer base from referrals. Once I hit that kind of like 3 years in the business, I was like, oh my God, this was before Facebook ads and pages and groups were even a thing. I kind of hit that wall and I was like, what am I doing next? Where are my next customers going to come from? And it was just referrals from my customer base. So always go back to that because it's a great place to look for new people.
Well, I wrote that down in the chat because I've never heard that from you and that is really freaking cool. For customer care, I've got customer care to do tomorrow. I love it. Cool. So we're about 2 minutes and 39 seconds. Let's go with Ashley's one here. Last one. Had a teamie, helped with a DVF and to see the vision. She was keen. Now she's MI and not paying for her products. Babe, happens all the time.
Happens all the time.
You can't win them all.
Let's go. Raise your hands. I hope this is on gallery view for you guys. Yeah. Raise your hands if that's happened to you before.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We're in the same boat. And you know what, guys? This just isn't for everyone. Network marketing is not for everyone. Waitressing isn't for everyone. Tupperware isn't for everyone. We just have to come to terms with the fact that that's okay. But you will find diamonds as you go, trust me.
And we're going to leave it here. The best tip I can give you, and Caitlin will agree on this, if you signed up 5 people this month and you focused on them and they were all hungry, would you even worry about the girl that's gone MIA? Speak to more people, bring in more people in. Can you see how when you really want to help someone and it's that one person, your world revolves around them? Why are they not answering me? Why, blah, 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 But if you sign on 10 people, 5, 10, even if you sign on another 2 people, you're going to want to make, and those 2 people are applying to you, you're going to be putting your time and energy into helping them succeed. So that's what I always do. I have to catch myself. If people aren't applying to me or they don't want this business, it actually took me about 3.5 years to learn this, is that I've totally lost my train of thought. I just wanted to help. I've constantly pushed people, pushed the porridge up the hill, and now I've let go. I've let go. If someone doesn't hit their promotion, you know what? I've done everything in my power to help them. If they don't want it, what can I do? Next person, who can I help? And the people who stay in the game and always ask for help, that's the people I want to give my time to, and same as Kat. We've got 60 seconds and it'll literally cut out. Is there anything you would like to add? Sorry, Naomi, totally didn't get your input this week.
I've taken over.
Do you want to add anything? Does anyone want to say anything? This will literally just cut out because it's less than a minute, it tells me. Did we find value in that?
Cool. I think we got through one question.
Woohoo! And okay, next week, 6 p.m. Perth time, 8 p.m. East time. Thank you, you guys. You guys rock. There's another team training tonight talking about how to talk to people. It is in your team pages with the flyer, your responsibility to check them. And everyone's jumping off, so we'll go.
Epic.
Bye, guys. Mwah. We love you.
I love you more.